Everyone assemble.
It's 3 o'clock. It's a 3 o'clock podcast.
It's a 3 o'clock podcast.
And
I like that.
That's why we're here, because it's actually not 3 o'clock. It's 3:10. So if you show up at 3 o'clock for a 3 o'clock podcast, how on earth would you have a podcast that begins at 3? Please explain this to me.
Remotely, I could podcast while I'm driving.
Why would you do that? That would be unfortunate. That's a bad idea.
How is it a bad idea?
It's now 3:10, and to commemorate 3:10 as opposed to 4:20, I will now take 4 Dulcolax tablets. 4 Dulcolax tablets. You might be asking yourself, why, Ron?
You know, it did question my mind. Why are you taking 3 Dulcolax pills?
4.
4. Let's get it right. I'm taking 4. 4 poop pills.
Oh, well, there we go. Your fetish with...
To poop. Not to poop.
Your fetish with excrement over the last couple of podcasts makes sense.
I don't have a fetish with excrement. The person who has a fetish with excrement is the Swan. She is obsessed with shit.
Yeah, I love it the way you sounded with the pills in your mouth. You sound almost like Rocky Balboa.
Uh-huh.
So,
this is the Slaptail Squad, by the way. This is the Slaptail Squad. I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe.
You may have watched, of the toilet.
You may have watched the premiere of the show that is entitled after my title, but I don't know.
Slaptail Nation now has a show.
I'm not so perfectly 100% impressed with the new Masters of the Universe, Ronz.
You are not. Why? I have not seen it.
Have you not seen it?
I have not.
I do like the fact that they're doing some killing. They're doing some serious kick-assing. There's some blood. There's some blood being shown.
Is the dialogue more adult-orientated versus more kid-friendly?
No, it's. I wouldn't even say it's adult-oriented. It's just kind of there. It's probably for the teen and above audience.
Well, teen or above. If there's blood spilling and battle fighting versus, the kid stuff that we used to watch.
Yeah, there's some killing going on. It looks like they've killed people in it, which is pretty awesome. But other than that, I'm not so thrilled with the story so far.
I would figure the dialogue would be a little bit more adult orientated with swearing.
I haven't heard any swearing, but because I hear swearing so much
from the Swan.
It's very possible that they've sworn and I just haven't noticed.
Who joins us this week, by the way?
The Swan.
The Swan.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks for joining us, Swan. I wish you would have been here for the last podcast.
Oh, I'm really sad that I wasn't.
Were you sad? Really? You were really sad that you weren't?
No, I wasn't sad. No, I wasn't sad.
You couldn't even remote in?
I can't remote in. No, I was busy.
Doing what? This podcast is priority.
I can't even tell you what I was doing. Probably stuff in my face.
Why? Because it was a secret?
It was top secret.
Some top secret shit? We're doing some secret squirrel shit?
Yes.
So you can't even tell us what you were doing?
Yes. Running.
Running?
From who? Eating.
She was running and gaining weight.
Running and gaining weight. Yes, that's how it works.
So you took a road trip to go run?
Yeah.
Why?
That's what you do when you have running buddies that live out of state.
You let them come to you. You're that important.
She came to us last time.
Just once? Prove her loyalty. Let her
Snore.
come back to you.
Snore.
Yeah,
it's far more interesting.
So you said you were master of the universe, but this tonight and tomorrow you're going to be like
master
keeper of the throne.
Yeah.
Wow, she's funny.
I am funny.
So
is this an attractive look, Ron? Unfortunately, the listening audience can't see it, but what do you think about this if I walked around like this all the time?
That would be okay with me.
See? Ron's not even phased.
I'm not even phased anymore. So tell me, why did you take these poop pills as they're so effective?
Unfortunately, this is my second dose of poop medicine this morning. First poop medicine I had to take was a bottle of magnesium citrate or citrate of magnesium.
Fantastic. Now, could you answer the question without adding
it comes
the details?
In two flavors that I know of because I went shopping for it.
It was horrible.
It had cherry.
No.
Or lemon lime. So
I
went with the lemon lime.
So why are you taking
because I have to evacuate my bowels for a colonoscopy on Thursday.
So why take it today?
Because I have to do a 2-day preparation.
He
they
failed one
they
day.
want my colon sparkling clean.
You want to eat out of his colon.
So I'm not familiar with
clean.
how the body processes.
Well, you
waste.
eat something
Yeah,
on one end,
that I
and
get.
you
but
shit it out the other
It's
end.
a
We
tube.
actually have multiple
it's a tube
holes.
from the mouth to the end.
I understand that.
Now,
The
some
human
organisms,
centipede, but
some organisms have only one opening.
some orgasms only have one opening. I like that.
Some organisms.
But how long does it take
This
for
is
the
the
human
Ronz, by
body
the way.
to?
By the
Oh,
way,
hey!
this is Ronz. Thanks for joining us, Ronz.
Thank you.
For the Slaptail Squad.
Oh,
Members-
you know what?
Members of the Great
apologize.
Slaptail Nation, thank you for listening.
Let me ask my question. How long does it take to digest food then in the human body and to expel it? Is it different for everybody?
Yes.
I think so. I think it is. If we were perfect in every way, there are many people out there that believe that we should shit after every meal.
Like a dog.
I think that would be great, actually.
That would be awesome.
That'd be so
But we could
awesome.
do an experiment. We could feed run something and see how long it takes to come out.
Wow.
My name's Ronz. You may know me for the Great Slaptail Nation.
There you go.
I'm here at this Tintin buffet. I'm going to go ahead and eat every piece of sushi they have. And then I'm going to drink this bottle of magnesium citrate, and I'm going to time myself. I'm also going to swallow this very, very tiny He-Man action figure and see how long it takes it to pass through my colon. Some of you may be thinking that it's not possible that I can do this, but here I am going to prove that I can. I'm also going to do it, and I'm going to shit, and I'm going to record how much of that shit comes out in the porta potty. I'm going to go ahead and weigh it, because I like to sit on porta potties. Once again, I'm Ronz. I'm Black Belt with Great Slaptail Nation. Thank you.
Please like and
Please
subscribe.
like and subscribe.
Yeah, there we go. So, with that out of the way, you want to do the introductions, even though we're already in.
No, we don't
No,
have to.
we don't need to
Everybody knows who we are.
introduce.
If you're listening to this, you know who we are.
All right.
Follow us.
Like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
So I got a colonoscopy on Thursday, Ronz. It's my second one. It's
Why
my
is
second
it
one.
your
The first
second
one was a
one?
failure.
He
I failed.
He was
I
a
failed
bad
miserably.
patient. He was a bad patient.
All right. So, how did you fail?
Well, this was before the beginning of the pandemic.
All right.
Now, you listeners may not know this, and why would you? But my father had colon cancer. So the regular time frame for you to have a colonoscopy used to be at the age of 50. Unless your parents had colon cancer, and then let's say your dad had colon cancer at the age of 50. You would subtract 10 years as the child, and you would start getting your screening colonoscopies at age 40. But my dad was like 75. So I'm like, went to my doctor. I'm like, hey, I should have a colonoscopy. And my doctor's like, yeah, sure, why not? So I failed. Your feet off my feet. Your feet are in my space, Ronz.
Yeah, I don't think you failed.
No, I did.
really
He did
didn't.
fail.
I did. They can only give you so much. I was doing what's called conscious sedation. So in other words, they don't put you completely out. If they put you completely out, you don't breathe on your own.
You don't breathe on your own.
That is correct.
That's
yes,
true.
that
Yes,
is-
if they suppress your respiratory drive.
Yeah.
with
So
much
do they
medication.
when they do this colonoscopy for you? Do they put their hands on your hips?
I mean, they can do whatever they want to. You're asleep.
they
No,
just
they lay you
position
on your side and they shove a tube up your ass with a camera attached to it.
Interesting.
Yes.
And
But-
are you allowed to watch or take
So
pictures?
did you? How would I
I mean,
watch? I'm
you
gonna be
can,
I'm gonna be
but you're
totally
like-
out.
Well,
They
isn't
don't-
the
you don't
swan going to be
remember
there
any
with you?
of it. I'm not in the room with them.
Well, aren't you going to claim that's your ass? Don't you
No,
get to touch it?
no. I don't want no part of the ass.
So you still don't want to know how I failed. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I
But you
do.
keep interrupting. So apparently you
apologize.
don't really want to know.
I want to know how the Beaveman
They can.
failed.
So when you go for a colonoscopy, an outpatient, in this typically they give you medicine that makes you sleepy, but you don't remember. But you also keep breathing on your own. So they can only give you so much of that medication based on weight or whatever their requirements are for that surgery center. If they can't do the procedure based on how much medicine they give you, in other words, you can't tolerate it, then you fail that procedure.
They roofie your ass.
They do, but he wasn't roofied very well.
In other words, I
And
couldn't tolerate it. So
he came out-
they met the limits of how much they could give me without it being dangerous.
Yeah,
So
they didn't
now
want
I
him to
have to
stop.
have it done in the hospital, and now they're going to have to give me medicine that puts me completely out, which means they will be breathing for me with the use of a machine, which scares the fuck out of me because I don't like it.
All right.
I think it should scare the fuck out of everybody, but most
Well,
people
some
are like,
people don't
"Oh,
care.
I'm having surgery
gonna be
tomorrow.
so
It's
great.
cool. It's so cool.
I'm
gonna
used
be
to
in the
having stuff
hospital,"
down my
and I-
throat. I'm
yeah.
used to having
Well,
shit stuff down my throat.
You know, if you're going in there, and I don't pretend to know who you
Clearly.
are, literally on that, I figure pretty much you know the procedure a lot better than everybody else out there.
God, no, I would hope not. I would hope I don't know it better than everybody else.
You know your background. You know the Swan's background. So walking in, you guys know what to expect. So if something's out of place, you guys are probably going to blow a gasket.
No, I'm not going to know because I'm going to be out.
Yeah, but
Ronz, you haven't had a colonoscopy, have you?
No.
Why? Why haven't you had a colonoscopy?
Because
you
every
are
time
far older than I am.
Because every time so far you've described it, there are reasons why I shouldn't. Like, well, you might die. No.
Well, you should have had
one. You
one.
could die from colon cancer
Yeah,
since you're not having your colonoscopy.
I completely agree, but you know what? The odds are that I'm not going to wind up in a gown with my ass exposed with a respirator hooked to my fucking face, and I'm not going to die. All right, so...
You know, colon cancer killed Black Panther, Ronz.
Yes, it did. And I'm not a citizen of Wakanda, but I mourn his loss.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
But it also killed Chadwick Boseman.
Who was the leader of Wakanda.
Well,
Wakanda forever.
In real life.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. So you feel like you don't need your colon checked.
I didn't say that.
Yet it killed poor Chadwick Boseman.
I'm saying at this
to check his colon.
No, I do not. But if you come out,
no, just the prostate.
Oh, just the tip.
Just the tip. If you come out of this a whole lot better, that'll probably motivate me to do this a lot sooner. But you know what?
So if you survive your colonoscopy,
exactly,
Ronz is going to sign up for his.
Now, some people don't sign up for the colonoscopy just out of complete sheer ignorance, and some people don't do it because they feel like it is an expensive procedure. But I'm assuming, knowing where your significant other works, that you have health insurance.
Probably.
Yep.
Probably. You don't know if you have health insurance.
He's not allowed to know these things because
I'm not.
Because
no.
in this relationship, the Ronz is the bitch. But now that he has a job, she might let him know some information.
You know, you're exactly right. That's the way it goes.
Does she handle the checkbook?
Everything.
And she works full time. What the fuck did you do for all those years, Ronz?
He cooks.
Oh, he cooks.
He cooks.
Did you clean
He cleans.
Too? Yeah.
Oh, he cooked and cleaned. He was house bitch.
I was. I was a volunteer in the community. I did a lot of different things.
We don't care about that. We care about what you did in your own home.
All right.
You're volunteering in the community. You did nothing for your significant other.
To ease the wife's fact
Not
that
true.
she worked forever.
Not true. Because I volunteered in the community, she was...
she had to spend less time with you?
Exactly. There we go. No, she was... there were programs that were available that she knew about in advance.
He wasn't volunteering. She was putting him in adult foster care. During the day, it was like adult daycare.
There you go.
Bingo?
You go ahead and volunteer, Ronz, and I'll pick you up at 4:30.
That's exactly what it was. Adult foster care.
He's just strutting around with his black belt and jean shorts.
Yep, that's it. Exactly it.
Tall socks.
So, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
And the staff is like, let's humor him. Oh, hey, Ronz.
Yeah.
You could pass out these graham crackers.
Graham crackers. So, no, I volunteered in the community. Back to that, though, because what you and Swan and the daughter said during the podcast is that my wife and I always said that one of us would be there for the kid, right? Now, when they got to a certain age.
Yeah, once they turned 18.
18. And that's when I started looking for a job, right? But COVID hit. And instead of doing anything like that, you just wanted to be there.
And now the kid's 27.
Now he's 27.
He hasn't lived at home for 5 years. He's like, but I'm going to be there for him.
Just in case.
Just in case.
No.
Just in case he...
It was a matter of life choices.
No, we're just kidding, right?
No. I understand that. I understand that. But the one thing that is, it's like, if you could be there for the daughter whenever
she doesn't want me.
Yeah, I understand that. I've listened to her. Trust me. Dude. But if you could be there, let's say, hey, Dad, I need you right away. I'm like, all right, I'll be there. Or something goes wrong, you could be there. Or the Swan could be there. That was the convenience.
So you were just on call, basically. You were just saying you're on call. Like you could respond. If you were like the 82nd Airborne Division that can be wheels up in 18 hours and go anywhere in the world. But Ron's like, I can be wheels up in 20 minutes because I don't have anything that I'm actively engaged in doing right now.
Exactly.
Except for your time volunteering with the community.
And handing out graham crackers. But yeah, it was like that. Like when my son would miss the school bus, right? So, or
you definitely shouldn't have a job just in case your son misses the school.
Well, it was a little more than that. Or when it was.
Well, how many times did you have to go to school for the baby swan when she would forget stuff?
Yeah, but you know what? What my parents would have done though.
Said fuck
which
you,
is just
you
totally.
starve.
And I thought about doing that a lot of times. Like, okay, so what? I don't need to come bring you shit.
Like, you forgot your homework at home. I guess you're gonna get an E on that one.
I mean, the only time it's reasonable, honestly, is like the time that you took her to school and she realized when you got there that she didn't have any shoes on.
Kid tells me as we're pulling in the parking lot, Mom, I forgot my shoes. Like,
what?
Fuck, why wouldn't you put shoes on?
How do you? I understand because my son forgot his homework one day, and I'm going through papers, and all of a sudden I look down, and it was like, there's his homework, and I'm like, okay. I run up to the school, pull him out of class. Hey, do you need this? Oh, yeah. But shoes? Homework I can understand, but shoes, how do you
know what we should start doing? We should start, before we go do anything with her from now on, is just ask her if she's got shoes on.
I did that for like 2 weeks when she forgot her shoes.
Yeah, but that was years ago. We got to do it again now.
You got your shoes?
So
I say that half the time.
You
got water. You got your shoes. You got your...
Yeah, but that's because she has more than one pair. She takes shoes to do sports and stuff. But now,
I'm
saying we should say, got shoes on?
Yeah.
Now, what time of year was this? It obviously wasn't the wintertime because she...
It could have been the wintertime because we go right from the garage into the car. So she just didn't put her shoes on. I don't know.
So, and also I would tell my son, hey, the bus is going to come, but it's like 10 degrees outside. Do you want me to run you to school?
He just picks him up. I'm going to carry you.
Yeah. Well,
son, don't put your feet down. I got you.
Yeah, I got you.
Dad's got you covered. You know why? Because he's on call 24 hours a day.
Well, it also goes for the wife, too.
Week, 364. I take one day off. 364 days a year.
So what would happen
it's Christmas, and the kid has the day off, too.
I would take the kid to school, warm up the car, then I would take my wife to work. So she always had a
Okay, so what did you do during the summer, though? Because didn't your wife, ride a bike to work?
Sometimes, right.
He's like... Yeah,
and the kid
he
was
just
off school.
sleeps the fuck in.
He's like, it's noon. Time to get up.
No, okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying before. I was so rudely interrupted a million times.
No, I woke up at 6 a.m. and made my wife breakfast.
That's a good man. Good man. No, so second dose of poop medicine. Already evacuated my bowels a couple times today. Not too looking forward to it because you know what happens when you shit too much, Ronz? You know what happens to me personally when I shit too much?
Am I right about that?
Your butthole gets raw.
You can, absolutely. You know that's what laxatives and osmotic laxatives, things like that, that's what they do. They pull water out of your body, put it into your stool so you can get rid of it easier.
Okay, so
yes, you're right, Ronz. You could dehydrate.
That's why little old ladies and old men get dizzy when they do this prep. It's like...
And some can go into arrhythmias and end up in the hospital. So people would like, oh,
once again, you're not selling me this.
You're not old.
Are you old, Ron? Did you just say you're old?
No, but...
Well, the problem is these people have chronic conditions, and saying that Ronz doesn't, we don't really know because he doesn't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
He could be running around with chronic conditions.
I could be.
It's not impossible. So there is a little bit of worry, me having this test done.
So what is your worry completely overall?
His butthole is going to be raw.
No. Don't speak for me, bitch.
I would expect Ramonde to laugh at that joke.
Why?
Or at that.
Why would you...
Why?
Explain it. Why do you think that Tremonde should laugh at butthole jokes, Ronz?
No, that you would be raw.
Okay.
But anyway, continue.
And why?
Why?
Why would you expect him to find it?
Oh, I see how you teamed up on me. That was clever. It's just overusage.
Well, for one... Oh, Ronz. Jeez, Ronz, really?
Not everybody does that, Ronz.
Yeah, actually.
Does what? Swan. Does what?
Overuses their butt.
Well, since he's
my former acquaintance said that neither one of them did that. Who was him and his partner.
But since he's taken, for the lack of a better word or medication, laxatives.
I was going to say he's taking it because Tremonde's taking it. What?
No,
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Beaveman here because he's taking laxatives and pills, whatever. He's going to be sitting on his throne, as you said.
Well, the butthole already hurts. It's not
How many
good.
times have you gone?
I've only gone twice.
And it already hurts?
Yes, because you know what happens when you flush that much stuff? This is what happens to me. This is what happens to me, right? My poor little butthole starts to come out. Aww. I'm like, that freaking... It's not like a total prolapse, but it fucking hurts. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it. Anyway.
All right.
So just taking that second dose. 2-day prep runs. 2 days of clear liquids.
How long before those pills hit your system?
I don't know.
Well, the liquid this morning took less than 3 hours.
Yeah, less than 3 hours.
So you don't dare take a nap.
So we could give Ronz some at the beginning of the podcast and see if it works.
We
by
should
the
have.
end.
We should give him 12 of them. Let's give him 12.
No. You know what?
My name's Rob. No.
No, I am running around all night and I'm sweating.
Well, and I was thinking I was going to go to jiu-jitsu tonight, and I decided I'm not going to go.
Why?
Because there's only one bathroom there.
Because last time I had to do this prep, it was only a 1-day prep, and I shit so much. How much did I lose? Like 8 pounds?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the problem here?
I don't want to go to jiu-jitsu and have to shit every 5 seconds. Worse, I don't want to get thrown and just shit all over the place. That would be horrible.
That would be epic to see.
You know what I almost did when I was setting up the podcast? I felt the urge to fart.
And you're like, ooh.
And I was like, and I almost did it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just let that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Don't trust that fart.
Kicked back in. I was like, wait, I probably should not do that.
Okay.
Because there's a good chance some mucus is going to shoot out my ass if there's no shit.
Oh, well.
At least something's going to come out there.
Something's going to come out.
Something's going to come out, and I'm not going to. But no, my biggest fear, and it's a rational fear, is that I'm going to have cancer. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, but Beaveman, you've accomplished so much. I think cancer would be afraid of you.
Well, gosh, let's hope so.
I hope so.
My second worry, though, and this is a very rational fear, is that they're going to take me out of sedation too quickly, and I'm going to end up with pulmonary edema again, which happened to me when I had my ankle surgery.
All right, could you explain what pulmonary edema is?
Basically, you have a massive fluid shift inside your lungs, and they just fill up with interstitial fluid, and you basically drown. If they don't get that fluid off you quickly or keep you assisted with your airway.
Is this condition just significantly with you, or is this an overall common occurrence?
Oh, no, that can happen with anybody with a surgical procedure, flash pulmonary edema. It can happen with lots of different things.
Okay, once again,
Fluids,
you're not fucking selling me on getting a
fluids
colon.
can
You
shift
could have
in our
flash
spaces at any
pulmonary
time.
edema just sitting right here.
Unfortunately, you could.
Like, with no pre-existing whatever. It could just happen. So,
I don't think so. But
yes, it can. It can.
Yeah.
It's just not super.
It's not likely.
Not likely.
but-
Wow, this is just interesting stuff that I don't give a damn about. Okay.
Well,
Ronz
you know,
is also not
last time,
afraid of
when it
flash
happened to me,
pulmonary edema.
I'm not afraid.
Ronz fears no pulmonary edema.
I don't. All right. And honestly, I hope you pull through it. I really do.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! Now I don't even want to fucking do it.
You know.
All right, so I got 2 days of shitting. That's today and tomorrow, and then
So-
I've got my colonoscopy. But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
This is what I wish. I wish we could do a podcast when I come out of sedation, because that would be fun for me, or prior to, because they usually give you a little bit of medicine to kind of relax you beforehand. Here's the thing, Ronz.
Yes.
Whenever they give me medication, I usually don't remember it, but I can answer questions as if I'm totally with it. And they continue to think that I'm totally with it and I don't have enough medicine, and they'll just keep giving it to me, even though I'll tell them beforehand, don't give me a bunch of medicine, because I over-respond to it, but I will do whatever you tell me and answer any questions lucidly.
So, at that point, the procedure's over. They're giving you medication. Can the Swan be in the room with you?
Yes.
So, bring your cell phone.
I will. I'm going to video him.
Or record him.
Yeah.
And ask him questions like, did you know the Ronz is a black belt?
Yes,
and see
but
what he says.
answers lucidly. You won't even think he's on drugs.
That's
He'll
okay.
have a completely normal conversation with you. The last
That's
time he had
okay.
it, he would have a little conversation, then he would fall asleep, and then he would wake up, and that
That's-
conversation would keep going.
No,
like,
that's okay.
20 minutes of sleeping went by, but he thought he was still having the same conversation.
That's fantastic, because then you're going to say, did you know the Ronz is a black belt?
Okay, I will make sure I say that.
Mention that. Did you know Ronz and Tremonti are waiting for you at the podcast? Or Tremonti can't make the podcast, so they're going to go remote? And see his response. See if he's
See if
lucid
he gets
enough.
pissed off at you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'd like to see him or hear him if he's like that.
Well, last time I had a procedure, which was the colonoscopy that I failed prior to the pandemic, I can remember us driving home, and I remembered calling the boy and talking with him about it. And then I went home, took a nap, got back up, and then I called him, and I was talking with him about it again. I was like, did I already talk to you about all this? And he's like, yeah, you already called me.
And you don't remember anything prior to that.
No, I remember stuff prior to that. It was stuff came back to me a little bit at a time.
So the first thing he said to me when he came out, because he came out with they pushed him out of the procedure room before the doctor came to talk to me. And he's like, I didn't do it. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't do it? They brought you back. You're done. He's like, I didn't do it. He's like, I couldn't do it. I'm a bad patient. I couldn't do it. I'm like, well, they said it was done. They said you were all done. He's like, no, but I couldn't do it. He's like, you don't even understand. It was like they were trying to shove a train up my ass. Like, and it got to the tunnel and it just wouldn't go any further. The train would not go through the tunnel.
Now, we've seen people on the internet come out of sedation where they turn to their spouse. They go, "I'm married to you. I'm the luckiest person in the world."
I feel like some of that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, now you can see if it's the truth.
Well, that stuff is staged.
It's all some of that stuff is fake.
Right.
And they egg it on. Like, if you egg someone on, it probably will make it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you can lead them to those things, but...
So, do you want me to show up and say, "Hey, hon"?
You can.
Well, I could say, "Hey,
You can't
hon."
show up.
Yeah.
I can.
He
can't
can.
show
He'll
up.
be your significant other.
Yeah, I could.
No,
and I
pass.
can go, "How you doing, hon? Are you okay?" And he'll look at me. "I married you? Yeah, I must have been desperate." So I could go with that route.
I don't think he would believe that one.
I'm probably not going to believe that one, Ronz.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm not
We'll
going to
get-
believe that one.
But
Not
we'll
gonna believe
probably get Tremonde in there then for you. It's like, "I married you. I traded up."
That's,
Wow.
Ronz, you're about to get
Wow,
your ass
you're about to
kicked.
get your ass handed to you. In
Well,
four words, Ronz, what's the best advice you've ever heard, or you could give somebody in 4 words? This is one of those weird memes that was on the Rickers Facebook page, and he put something.
I saw that.
He put something nice and fluffy.
Oh, jeez. And I thought about that for a bit.
I
really
didn't
did.
think. You know what? When I read that, I didn't think about it at all. I came up immediately with 4 words.
What were they?
Shut the fuck up.
I think that's, like, probably the best. That
is
way
some of the
better
best
than
advice.
anything you could say.
That is some of the best advice that you could give anyone. What
Yeah.
if you had to make it 5 words?
Bitch.
Shut the fuck up, yo.
Yo.
Shut the fuck up, yo.
Yo.
No, I was probably gonna say more anal lube, please.
That's not a bad. That's not. I mean, at least you're protecting yourself, right? You're
Yeah.
like, that way.
I try to suppress
Stretch receptors.
that sarcastic side when I'm dealing with people online because they don't,
I didn't. I went right on there. I didn't write it out. I just put STFU, and I know Rick knows what I was talking about.
yeah. Like I'll type.
He didn't comment on it though. I'm a little sad that
Maybe
he didn't comment.
doesn't know what it means.
What?
Yeah, Rick knows what it means.
He probably does.
You know, well, I'll type something out and I'll have Carrie come over and look at it. She goes, "You can't put that online." And I'm like, "Really?"
Well, one, because it probably has tons of grammatical errors.
No, it gets to the point, and I'll go, "Okay, you're right. I won't put that online." Right? Because, there was a conversation back and forth with you and me, and I'm like, no, it was with
Just a little.
a good friend of mine.
I don't know why you would just say somebody's full first and last name at about 27 minutes.
Well.
But please continue.
Anyway.
I
Carry
love-
on.
I haven't screwed up in how many podcasts?
Because I love to edit the podcast.
So anyway, you
Anyway.
had a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
And
there's a picture of us online that I took. We were at an event, and it's me over his shoulder looking at the camera, and it looks like we're a couple, right? And every year I post it saying, "Happy birthday to the sweetest guy I know," right? "You're sweeter than birthday cake and ice cream." And he says, I have an AR-15, right? And I know all I have to do is pull the trigger or something like that, right? He's being
you're
funny.
posting this back and forth online.
And I was going to respond, "You know how to aim and spray, right?"
You should have.
And I like, "No, I'm not going to do that because it's just going to
This is why I wish the Swan would have been on last podcast. Do you
Why?
know why I wish the
I
Swan
didn't
would have been
listen
on the
to
last
it,
podcast?
so I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing.
What are you missing?
I don't know.
Well, the Ronz was supposed to be all excited about talking about revenge, but then he decided to take the high road and tell me that the best revenge is just living a good life and all this other bullshit. And he was Mr. Nicey Nice. And I even said, like, I really wish the Swan was here because she would back me up on the whole revenge thing.
Yeah.
And probably come up with some really good revenge stories or revenge fantasies.
I heard you're a badass. You grabbed someone's hair and put them in the ground.
She started it, but yes, I ended it.
And
I gave the person several opportunities to get up and stop, but they didn't. So I wiped the floor with her.
So
couldn't go to work for days, apparently, I heard. And I couldn't pick her out of a crowd if I had to.
So where was this?
It was at a birthday party.
Was
like
this before the Beaveman?
No.
Oh, I said I was there. I said I watched her do it. Why was it before the Beaveman?
I was thinking before pre-marriage.
Nope, we were married.
Oh,
we had the daughter, so it was like
She was
like a baby. She wasn't with us.
So what made you so upset with this person?
A baby.
I didn't. She was. Yeah.
She wasn't a baby.
She was a toddler.
What?
5 or less. It's been 10 years at least. So anyway,
I've never known you to be violent. I know you have a temper.
She started it. She put her hands on me more than one time, and then she grabbed my hair. So I threw her on the ground and started punching her. I wrapped my one hand around her hair, held her, and punched her in the face. And then I said, "Are you going to stop?" And she was swinging and scratching and doing dumb bitch stuff. And so I said, "Are you going to stop?" And all these people are around us. They could have pulled us apart, but they didn't. So I was like, "Are you going to stop? I'll let you up." I let her up. She grabbed at me, so I did it again. Same thing.
Why did she attack you?
I don't know. She thought I was going after her man or something. I don't know. I don't even know. But,
No, I was beating her man up.
Oh, yeah.
And then she decided she was going to...
She was going to get in the middle of it. Yep. So she came at me. So, and he was beating her man up because her man was big, tall, over 6 foot tall, over 200 pounds, and going after his friend who was smaller than the baby swan, a woman.
A woman.
So.
Oh, jeez. See, those kind of people just need a beat down sometimes. That's all you can do.
They got one.
Yeah.
And his bitch got one too.
Here's what's funny, though, is that the Beaveman's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly. So I really didn't beat him up
No,
nearly as bad as the Swan did.
Well, I gave her 3 chances to get up.
All I did was hit him a couple times, put him in a wrist lock, and then I put pressure on his eyeball to make him pass out.
Okay.
And then somebody pulled me off of him. So I did not pound the fuck out of him like the Swan did.
But you put him in a submissive hold where he was like, he had no choice. It's either give up or go down.
She had a choice too. I offered her plenty of outs. Get up and walk away. Are you going to stop?
Well, the thing is, if you put him in a submissive hold like the Beaveman did, the options are pretty limited. You actually gave her more options.
I did.
Right.
And I had my knees on her arms so she couldn't touch me. And I let her up. She came at me again. So I beat her up. I could honestly, I couldn't tell you who she was, what she looked like, whatever. But apparently her work sent her home for a week.
So how was the party afterwards?
She was puffy.
It
was great after that.
Yeah,
They left
they
after
left.
that. And we hung out and we had a good time.
So did everybody come up to you, Beaveman, and say, "Can you show me how you did that motion?"
No, it was dark.
Oh,
It was dark. It was
So
dark.
you were
Anyway,
like
the point is...
Ninja Beaveman.
Anyway, the
hitting
point is, I
flurries of
wanted the
fists.
Swan on the podcast because she wouldn't have taken the high road. She would have talked about some great, fun, fantasy, revenge scenarios. But you decided not to do that.
I did.
And now I know why. I had time to think about it. Do you
Why?
know why? Do you know why you suppress shit and don't let it all hang out during the podcast like you should?
Please, Dr.
Because
Beaveman,
you
tell
make
me.
this mistake of inviting people to listen to the podcast, which is not something that I do. I don't invite people that I know to listen to the podcast.
So you can't get revenge because they'd be like,
Oh,
Well,
he's talking about me.
No, it's not that, right? We'll go that route. Yeah, maybe it is. But the thing is also that other side of me I keep suppressed because I don't want to unleash that kind of
Oh, yes, but
That-
if you
that
keep
darkness.
bottling
what
it up...
happens when that all of a sudden
what
comes
happens when it
out?
comes out?
You're just going to fucking go ballistic?
Yeah, I will.
So,
Trust me.
Okay, well, has this happened before?
Don't you feel like that's worse?
No, I think it's therapeutic.
Wouldn't it be
to
more
go
therapeutic?
ballistic and like murder an entire family or something?
I didn't say murder an entire
Wouldn't it be
family.
more-
That's what happens if you hold that shit inside.
Wouldn't it be more therapeutic if you do it with us? If you
Murder an entire
unleash-
family with
No,
you?
if you,
No,
un-
if you
no,
like
if you
unleash. Yeah.
I can
Just
see
let
what-
it all out, Ronz.
I could see where that happens, right? I could, but when I joined the military, and
Let's be clear, it was the Air Force.
it was the Air Force, not the Army, and I joined the martial arts community. The one thing I found out is I'm bigger than my emotions. Right, I can walk away from that dark side if I have to.
You definitely were about 4 months ago. Nice job losing that weight.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. But
When we did dojo cleanup, I was like, I think somebody ate the Ronz, and that's...
Or what did Ronz eat?
No, yeah, I took a lot of poop
He
pills.
ate a baby.
I ate the baby, but I suppress it because I don't want that darkness to envelop me.
I feel like that's wrong.
How so?
Because you're just bottling it all up inside. And
Yeah.
you're going to explode. And you
So-
might explode on somebody that you don't want to explode on.
Yeah, like your poor innocent mail lady should be like, "Hi, Ronz, how's it going today?" Be like, "Fuck you, Ronz."
No, I don't do that. But the thing is.
So what do
also,
you do to get rid of that suppressed?
That's an interesting question because I ask that to all my friends in the medical field or the EMT field or in a high stress field. Mine is I like to hike. Right? I like.
I hike the anger out.
You still, I don't know how much that's working because you clearly have a bunch of repressed rage.
I geocache. I live my life. No, I do. I
Take my anger. Oh yeah, I take my
This
anger.
is a pretty little
I
rock.
put in this little box here and I geocache it.
I actually
Take the anger, I bottle it up in this little origami penguin. And I put it in a box and bury it, and the anger's gone.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I do martial arts. I'm a martial arts practitioner. That helps a lot.
But you're a martial artist.
Either way.
He's a
whatever you want.
sensei.
He's a
Sensei
sensei. He's
Ronz.
far more than that. He's
Sensei
Sensei
Ronz.
Ronz.
No.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I appreciate it, thank you, but I'm not. The thing
I
is,
believe you are. Yeah, I believe you are a sensei.
I am just me. But
How humble.
the thing
He's
is,
humble. He's courteous and respectful above all.
Oh, very well played.
I've only been hearing it for 10 fucking years.
Yeah, I feel like you probably can repeat it.
Oh, I
pretty
can
well.
do the whole thing.
Can you?
Yeah.
Do it.
No, I don't want to do it right now.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
But the thing is, when you see all sorts of people out there, and every day I'm reminded that my life is so much better than that darkness that would envelop me, and I kind of let that light shine through.
Let the darkness shine through.
Yeah.
Join the dark
Come
side.
to the
Join
dark
the
side,
dark
Ron.
I prefer.
It's so much nicer over here.
It is. I prefer like the subtle revenge.
The
Like,
subtle revenge is not completely black to me. I like that.
So you like gray revenge?
Well, subtle revenge is really great, but
Okay, like what?
Like what?
Give us an example.
Like putting your dick in somebody's coffee cup?
Like stir.
no. Interesting enough.
We call,
though,
you know what my friend used to call that? God rest his soul. He passed. He used to call it chubbing it.
chubbing it.
That's gross.
Didn't he get a burnt penis with a hot coffee cup?
No.
No?
No, he would chub stuff before they put the coffee in it. Like he would go into the commander's office and
Wow.
he'd dick rub their coffee cup.
Wow.
But that's subtle revenge because he knew the next day the commander was going to drink out of it.
And if he ever got caught,
Oh, we all knew he did it. But
Oh.
there was no way we were going to turn him in because we thought it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know, to see the captain walking around drinking out of his coffee cup, we're like, oh, yeah.
this captain must have been a complete dick.
Yeah.
Aren't they all?
Most
No,
of them.
no,
like-
most
Yeah.
of them are. But some aren't. Some are really good.
In the infantry, most of them are. Yeah, most of them are dicks.
yeah, but no.
There's a big thing between enlisted and officers, you know. We find them obnoxious.
Yeah, but what about the transitions? The ones who went to, let's say, OTS?
OCS?
Oh, for you guys.
Yeah, for us it was OCS.
Yeah. Or
No.
warrant officers, I guess.
Warrant officers are cool.
Yeah, so
that's a
that's
totally
kind of
different
the
thing. That's a totally different thing. Yeah.
But that's kind of a transition from enlisted to warrant officer.
Some people do that, but some people go in as warrants. But yeah.
Okay, so the response between enlisted who go to becoming an officer and warrants completely different than the I have a degree and
I'm a ring knocker. Or I went to West Point.
Yeah.
Totally different.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean it's unfair. I mean, really, the minute you meet an officer as an enlisted person, you're like, this person's a dick. They can be the nicest person in the world. You're like, cock.
well,
Asshole.
I never thought that. I think
That's because you were in the Air Force.
Yeah, but we had a couple of captains that were actually enlisted before they made the transition to being an officer.
Yeah.
So, they knew the other aspects.
Yeah, they also knew that it sucked, and they're like, I don't want to go back to doing that.
Yeah, but I remember this one captain I was with. I said, hey, you want to take a ride with me out?
When you say you were with him, what do you mean?
He was my commanding
officer.
officer.
He was your commanding officer. I don't know. You said he was with him.
Yeah, I said, hey, do you want to
This
go
one
out?
captain I was with. Like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Hey, you want to go out with me on the flight line? I got to do this thing. He's like, sure enough.
That's code for fueling the aircraft.
Exactly, you're right. I did. I offered if he wanted to ride out with me to the flight line, and he did. He took me up on it.
He wanted to ride him. He offered to ride him.
Yeah, there we go,
Yeah,
Swan.
yeah.
You've got it completely.
Anyway, so too much suppressed rage there.
Yeah, and...
So what's your 4 words of advice? I've given you plenty of time to think about it.
Oh, well, you keep changing the subject.
That's how your brain works.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I need more sleep.
Blow my tube out?
Blow my tube out. Are you ready yet? Is Tremonti coming in?
No, don't touch that.
Don't touch that. All right. I would have to think about that. I will give it some thought.
Don't
Stop.
touch that.
Don't touch that.
Don't touch that.
Don't touch that. I was kind of cleaning out my
down
closet.
power lines.
Ronz, can you throw your chi?
Not far, but I think I can.
Explain to us what chi is. What's chi?
Chi is an internal energy that you can throw out, let's say, through...
Like a Pokeball?
Yeah, like a Pokeball, if you want to go that route. It's internal energy that you build up, you can throw out.
I can throw mine, but not as far as I used to be able to. Hi-yo!
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 you know...
Depends how long you take it to build up.
At times, I try to aim for the back of her neck, but
Well,
when I throw my chi...
Yeah. So...
My chi's warm.
Yeah, there you go. It's an internal energy that you can use when you need it to.
Now all you can think about is nutting, isn't it?
No,
I can't even think about.
But I'm trying to choose my words carefully because every time I do, you're going to take it down a different path, and I'm like, okay, that's good.
We're not taking it down the Hershey Highway.
See, once again, I did not go there, but
You want to?
You want to?
No, I do not. But cool.
But
Well, what is chi to you?
just like you said, it is our internal life force, our energy.
I mean, it's not mentioned in the Force, but it should be.
No, so no, I don't. I'm not able to actually throw my chi. It just was interesting if you were. I just wanted to know if you could throw yours like like they do on all the old video games. You're like Hadouken, and you're
Finish him.
Well, you can. Yeah, you can do it. I know you, and I know the Swan here can do it.
I cannot do it.
Can
you
I
do?
feel
Can you
like
do an
it's-
effective 2-inch power punch?
Not an effective 2-inch power punch. I can do a 2-inch punch. I cannot do an effective 2-inch.
You know the secret to that, right? You know the secret to that.
What is the secret?
It's actually the chambering of your hips. It's not the punch from your wrist.
I was going to say use your body.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
using your
you
body,
actually
yeah.
cock your hips, and then you measure out the 2 inches from the target, and then as you compact your hand into a fist, you let the chambering of your hip go, and that is actually the effectiveness of the 2-inch power punch. Now, Bruce Lee could do it just from here. He didn't have to use his hips. He was just like, boom!
But it's almost like a forward blast punch, if you want to call it that.
Sure, why not? Let's call it a forward blast punch. I don't know what that means, but...
Well, no, it's like if you take Jeet Kune Do, you can see how he did it. Right, so good.
So if you took Jeet Kune Do, like, did you know that Ronz is also now a master of Jeet Kune Do?
He's not a master, he just takes it.
He's a master
practitioner.
of that which cannot be mastered.
I am
Unless
not
you're,
a master.
what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Steven Seagal?
No, Steve Seagal takes Aikido. He's Aikido master. He's not Jeet Kune Do.
Are you talking about that one guy that goes around
The
pointing
Filipino
at
guy. The guy from the Philippines who's actually the Jeet Kune Do guy.
Don Santo?
Is that his name? No,
Yeah, he's
that's not
one
right.
of them.
That doesn't sound right. Is that right?
I was
Whatever.
I thought you were
Anyway.
talking about the one guy that just points at people and they all faint.
Oh no, that's ridiculous.
That is fucking
That is
ridiculous.
so ridiculous. Anyway, I'm cleaning out my closet. You know what that means?
Yeah, you got to take a poop.
No.
Oh, I thought that was a metaphor. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Well, I don't know your metaphors, Beaveman.
So I think plenty of people can use their chi in different kind of ways. Do you remember that one lady that worked in ICU that like she
Yeah.
could like I'm not
She wasn't
talking
using
to you.
she wasn't using her chi. She was using
she
yours.
was using both. I mean,
Oh, you think so?
yeah.
Tell us the story. Well, let's hear it then. Go ahead and
would
tell us
always
about
say-
it.
I am
Will
gonna.
you tell us the
just shut the
story?
fucking
Come
fuck-
on, tell us about it instead of fucking around.
So I was always get these like muscle
Okay,
knots.
can you get to the story?
Yes, I can if you shut up. I'm gonna start over from the beginning pretty soon. So anyway, I was like, oh, I have a headache and my upper back hurts, and she was like, here, do you mind? Like, and she was
If I touch you there?
yeah, she's
So
like,
do you mind if I touch you there?
you? Like, cause
Yeah.
but she never actually put her hands on me. She just put
Did
her
she
hands-
mash your raisin?
She did not. You're nasty. Fully clothed.
I
fully
have
clothed.
never heard that term,
She-
mash your raisin.
She did some kind of thing where she rubbed her hands together and then she put them over my back and like
On your
moved them.
chiclet?
No, on my giblet. Yes.
I said
Over my
chiclet.
back. Chiclet. On my chiclet. On my giblet.
So she did the Karate
She
Kid
did,
thing.
and she did this stuff, and all of my muscle tension, like all the knots in my neck went away, and my headache went away. It was crazy, but
Cool.
you could feel it, like just relax.
So
But she never actually put her hands on me. It was like about an inch above
We've been talking about the Beaveman's procedure.
pooping.
Pooping. How is your procedure going?
My procedure's all good, all healed up. I actually have been running a little bit the last week or so.
So
and-
do you feel so much better now?
Yeah. I can sleep through the night without peeing.
She's a little angry though.
Wow.
I'm
Why
a-
is she? Why is
She's
she?
an angry
why,
person now, though.
Why are you
I'm an angry person because I have a scar and a fat roll, and I don't like it. And my scar is crooked, bastards.
Okay, but more to the personal life that you and the Beaveman have, because Beaveman often says, "When I get it." Has that changed?
I am not cleared for that for 6 weeks, Ronz. You have to
You
leave.
have other orifices, if I do believe.
Yeah, I
I'm
tried
not
that, but it
using
didn't
those
work.
orifices. I'm not using those orifices, Ronz.
All right, hey Beaveman, I'm in your corner. I was trying for you, trying to support you.
I'm
but
gonna ask Carrie if she wants to use her other orifices.
Maybe she already does.
maybe she does.
You're,
Yes.
you're making an assumption. You're making an assumption.
Maybe that's why I
Ronz,
was a
do you
stay-at-home
wanna-
parent.
Yeah, maybe. Do we want to use your other orifice?
Well, we talked about that the last
Yeah, we did.
podcast.
Maybe you should listen to the last podcast, Swan.
Good. Anyways. So, anyway.
Anyway, so
I'm
yeah,
thinking it's going to be all better. All
All right.
better.
cool. So you're about 3 weeks out then.
No, I'm almost
she's
6 weeks
6
out.
weeks this
On
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday, so mark
Day
it
of
up.
the colonoscopy.
Oh,
I'm pretty
that
sure we won't
sucks.
be trying it out.
No.
No.
I will be shatting on a turtle.
So how
You'll
long?
be all done with that.
Okay,
You'll
so
just
I'll
be
be done
passing
shitting
a
by
lot of gas.
So we know her
Yes,
procedure.
insufflation. Insufflation, you say.
Yes.
Insufflation. I like
After that procedure, you fart constantly, and they encourage you to fart.
Awesome.
That's great.
So her
Because of insufflation.
her procedure is almost done.
Her procedure
Right.
is done. It's been done for a while.
Well, the time limit on it. So now, how long before you're cleared?
Well, I'm cleared all. What do you mean?
After
I'm
the
not cleared.
colonoscopy and all that.
Clear for what? Butt sex? The only thing that I have to worry about is having something shoved up my ass. And
So-
I just had something shoved up my ass, so there's no.
Once again,
It's all clear.
All clear.
That would be the time for ass sex.
So once
That is
again,
the time. After I've had a major prep like that, that's probably the time.
once again,
Except for
what
the
I'm getting at
insufflation.
is you could be
Except for the
intimate with the
insufflation.
swan again, and we won't have to hear about your lack of intimacy.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have to hear about that you'll have to hear about the rest of my life.
So I can understand her lack of intimacy because of
Why?
the procedure.
Why? Because she doesn't find me attractive? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
that's it.
Speaking
No, because
of-
I had a freaking grapefruit and a softball inside.
What was your
of me.
excuse before that? What was your
That.
excuse?
Yeah, what was your excuse?
What was your excuse?
See how
The
that
15,
turns?
the 15 years leading up to that. What was your
Well,
excuse?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Speaking of which, I got hit on.
By who?
What was his name? Hi-yo!
I was at...
And did you trip over their cane when they were tapping?
No, I did not.
Did they have a white and red?
Wait,
did they have a
let's-
white cane with a red
wait,
tip?
Wait. Mate, let's hear the story first, and then you can make fun of him.
Fine.
I was at a local store,
Goodwill?
and I decided to
Salvation
go.
Army.
And they said, "Come here often."
They asked me what I was looking for, and I went over looking around. I'm like, oh, you have this, this, and this. And I'm like, and I was, after our podcast, I decided to go check out the adult section, right? And I,
Our podcast made him horny.
You wanted some sex toys.
Yeah, I was looking at sex toys, and I thought,
What local store were you at?
Spencer's.
Oh, okay.
So I walked inside, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, oh. And this woman comes over to me, and she starts talking to
and
me.
she's an employee. That's her job.
Yeah, but
Okay.
things
The
progress.
bartender really isn't interested in you.
Yeah, no.
They just want good tips.
Neither are the strippers. They really are not interested in you.
But she goes into describing her stalkers, right? And I'm saying, well, you could always try this, this, and this, or
You know, I'm a black belt. You could try this. Oh, by the way, try this lock. We're really good at it. Just
no,
because
I
I've
said,
watched people in jiu-jitsu
I
do
said, and she starts to describe how kinky her man friend is getting with her, and I'm like, well, you could always go get one of those butt plugs up there and see if he's going to go that route, and that might turn him off. Well, he wants me to tie him up, and that might be good. And it's like, well, you could always go on some adult website to say, do you want to try this? She goes, yeah, I could. That'd be interesting, but I tend to attract the wrong men, right? But you seem nice.
And do you feel like that was her?
Well, the thing is, Carrie's next to me.
You could be right. I will say this, Ronz. You could actually be correct because somebody could hit on me and I would never know.
But Carrie's next to me, and you could just see her.
Maybe she wanted to have a threesome.
No, Carrie was
not Carrie, the lady.
Oh, well, that would have been cool. But Carrie
wasn't down for it. Carrie's like, no.
Carrie, my wonderful wife, I look over out of the corner of my eye, and she's just.
Well, you had to look down.
No, I made eye contact.
No, you had to look down though to make eye contact.
She's short.
With your wife.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, but you could see her like
daggers in her eyes.
Yeah, this is.
Were they at you or were they at the lady?
A little of both. A little of both because
she probably did feel like you were a bit too chatty.
She did. And as I was engaging, she's like, mentally, I could pick up on,
Did you go like this? She's just my sister.
Mentally, she could pick up. Mentally, you could pick up on the fact that you were about to get kicked in the nuts.
Yes, I did. I said, she's like, mentally, she was saying, "This is my bitch. Go find your own." And I'm like, okay. So we walk out of the store. I'm like, well, that was an interesting conversation. I could tell that you're jealous. Oh, I'm not jealous. Really? And I pull the Beaveman. Really? And she looks, yeah, maybe. I'm like, okay. You want me to go back in there then? No.
Why don't you go back in there?
Well, she's not jealous. Or upset with me. I could go back in and carry on the conversation.
So why would you go look at sex toys in Spencer's? I didn't even know.
But did you buy one?
No, I did not.
Why don't you go to like an actual good store? Like,
do you know one?
Yeah, the one that it's right there on
Westnedge.
on South Westnedge.
It's called Priscilla's.
They changed the
name.
Or
something
like
that. I've never been in that store. Yeah. I don't know what it's like.
It's very nice. And the staff are very they always have nice staff, and the staff is always super nice.
Here's a plug if you want to give us a coupon.
Well, so is Lion's Den. Lion's Den, they always have really nice, non-creepy staff.
Lion's Den.
And Lion's Den, they're both very well lit.
More than one of them.
Yeah, they're all along the highway.
Oh, okay. I've seen advertisement way back in the day.
There's one as you head towards Indiana, and then there's one as you head towards like right outside of Albion.
Okay, fair enough.
But yes, we have a very nice Cirilla's
upscale.
Yeah.
So I never had the opportunity to go in there.
Okay, we're gonna go. We'll go together, Ronz.
Oh, there you go. I just never had the opportunity or the need to go. Right.
But now, after the podcast, you've decided that you've got to up your game.
I do.
So no longer will you just concentrate on mashing the raisin all willy-nilly.
Or licking the chiclet.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go in there.
Do you know where the chiclet is?
I have no idea.
That might be the first thing that you would want to try to figure out.
Yeah, it's sort of like the female orgasm. It's non-existent, right?
No.
Yeah, sure,
no.
Sure.
Maybe poor Carrie. How many years have you guys been married?
30-something, I think. 30-something, right?
Time for a new model. Time to upgrade.
Carrie.
Time to
yeah. Time to upgrade. Yeah. Right.
So the Swan and I thought that we should come up with this new thing because you keep trying to get people to listen to the podcast, and I always say that I don't care about people locally listening to the podcast. I'm trying to reach a broader audience.
I agree.
And I don't really want people to know who I am, even though I'll post. Recently I'm posting pictures of myself on our social media.
Yeah, and you got to explain that. I've kept your name pretty anonymous.
They still don't know who I am.
Just that facial recognition.
Yeah, just because of that doesn't mean they know who I am. And it doesn't really matter. This is my motherfucking podcast. This is entertainment, and I don't think that it's going to affect me in any way.
Except for when you run for president.
No, because it's not a secret.
Yes. Okay.
It's not a secret.
So when you run for president...
I'm not going to. I wouldn't anyway. The point is, so we have a new game that we're going to try, I think, the Swan and I. We're going to start talking shit about people in our circle to see if they know who we're talking shit about.
Oh.
And if you have such a guilty conscience that you think it's you might be right.
And you might be right.
You know
and
what?
even more importantly, the circle is going to be very small. It's actually going to include only people that the Ronz also knows.
So
way.
I already know you're going to talk shit about me, so I can.
No,
accept
you
that.
fool!
Not
you fool!
People
No.
we know, and they might be people that you've invited to listen to this podcast, or they might be just.
And we're going to do it to
know.
teach you a fucking lesson.
And what's that lesson? Don't get people to listen to us?
Well, that's why.
Branch out
that's
bigger
why I
than
said.
local.
That's why you reserve yourself, because you're afraid that those people that listen are going to hear what you have to say and think differently of you. This is your subconscious fear, and so now I will break this fear. I shall now break the fear.
Break the fear. I like that song. So I've actually branched out. I mean, when I go out to South Haven or
that's not branching out. You're still local. That's still local.
Okay.
Broad. We're talking big audience, Rod. It's big audience. You think the majority of the people that listen to our podcast, unfortunately, you want them to be. You don't want them to be around here.
Do you want me to go wider in scale as far as the military goes?
No, I want you to go wider in scale, as in not by word of mouth by people you run into. First of all, that makes you seem like a fucking weirdo, because everybody's got a podcast.
No, but
you know how many people are like,
self-promotion.
"Hey, you should listen to my podcast."
Actually, a lot of people don't have a podcast.
Actually, a lot of people do have podcasts.
No, they don't. And because they go and they do this, they go, "I really want to start one. How do I do it?" Talk to the Beaveman.
Why would I tell people how to start? So what I should do is, when there's already a bajillion, trillion, gazillion podcasts out there,
And that's a
you
great
want me to
number
help
have.
more people have podcasts.
Well, yeah, in a sense that they talk about us. They network us out.
Uh-huh.
I'll be the media whore that you want me to be.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't post too much on our Facebook page because I don't want to basically...
Because you don't know how to use it?
No, I know how to use it. I thought about...
Kind of like our website?
I thought about for 1 week just posting every day something different, right? Now...
Will it be coherent?
Yeah, because if you notice in the past when you get upset over my grammar stuff, I post stuff about that. Like the cutout pages.
Like,
right?
I make fun of myself.
Uh-huh. Because when you go, you're using too many fonts, and I found a place where I could put like a ransom note font on there. Or your Darth Vader.
You know what would be really cool?
What would be really cool?
Is if you actually concentrated on the website that I paid for 3 years.
Well, we were supposed to get more content in. I mean, the Rickster was supposed to be...
What difference does that make? We put out content every week.
Right. What was Skylar?
This is episode 73.
So Skylar was supposed to put out a podcast. The daughter and you were to have your own podcast.
But again, what difference does that make when we have content every week?
Okay, so when you're just doing it once a week and you're just throwing it on the website, what more? You know what? Let's level the playing field. What more do you want? What do you want?
I'd like a podcast that doesn't look like it's a big jumbled mess when you go pull it up.
How is it a big jumbled mess?
It's just running. I mean, we have so many things on there that you could put on there. Like you can blog on there. You can do all kinds of stuff on there. We're not utilizing the capabilities of the website. All it is just links to our podcasts. That's it.
So
and
we'll
a bio
links
page
to your colonoscopy fun.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can link on there. You don't have to link. You don't even have to link stuff that we've done. You link stuff that we find interesting or whatever. That's what.
So you want me to go beyond that? Don't link stuff, but
I don't want you
to add more content.
I don't want you to worry about it now because now you have a jobby job.
Yes.
And
you could. No.
It was too much for you before, but now that you have a job, it's going to be way too much.
Because I didn't know how you wanted it run. Now,
you're right. I never mentioned it. It was never mentioned.
Well, the content, but you know what? You're right. I can go back to
an entertaining podcast doesn't have to be all about
No. You're right. I can go back to the way when I was blogging, right?
Were you blogging?
Oh yeah, I was.
On our podcast, maybe?
Not on your podcast.
Okay, I was like, what are you talking about?
But
I've never seen any entries on ours.
I was
He's like, Dear Diary.
No, I was podcasting, and I had the Beaveman's attitude, right? The site before it got taken down was called T-Blog, and you could log in.
Not to be confused with Teabag.
No. And the thing is...
Catchy name, Ronz. Way to go.
It was free, and you could write like WordPress.
Technically, yours is free. This one's free also because I already paid for it, and you can actually
Thank you.
use it.
But I would
You're
go
welcome.
in there, and
Anything for you.
I changed the background.
Do you have any of these sample blogs, or did they all get deleted?
I could find them, trust me.
Oh, well, that would be fun for a podcast.
So let's get those.
Yeah, let's see it.
And
we
we want to hear them. We want you to read excerpts from them.
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, let's do that.
Because what I did was I changed the background to Metallica font. It says "I don't like you" at an angle, and then I would write my font right in neon green so it hurt your eyes to read.
Yeah,
it.
that's terrible. I've seen you do shit like that. It looks fucking horrible.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
You can't read it.
You know what?
But you can't fucking read it.
You know what? It wasn't your blog. It was mine.
That
So
is
shut the
his
fuck up.
secret revenge.
Guess what?
That's his secret revenge.
It was my blog.
Writing it in a way that no one's going to read.
Not true. Not true because I did have
Because
followers.
I proofread it. I read it
I
myself.
had 4 followers.
I had quite an underground following.
How much? How many people? What do you think?
50 or 60 people would read it.
Wow. No, that's great. Yeah, if you ever do anything like that with ours, I will tell you not to do that. Because nobody wants to read your fucked up font. Nobody wants to read your fucked up font.
You know what? And I understand that because it's your blog or you. But if it's all on me and I'm doing it on my site, shut the fuck up. It's mine.
No, it's not. It's my site.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I would write
He gets
just about
squatters' rights for it, though.
yeah, that's the thing. I would turn off my filter, right? I would leave out names, dates, and people's names. So it was,
unlike on this podcast where you blatantly mentioned somebody that I had to go out and edit.
Yeah. But it would be so relatable that you would think it's about the person you know.
With that being said, do you want to describe our first person?
No, because I don't know who you're talking about.
Anyone you want to talk about that Ronz also knows that we may or may not be talking about you about.
No, I'll have to think about it.
Okay, so that's segment 1 starting next podcast.
I don't know.
That would be cool.
Perhaps, I don't know.
That would be cool.
I just want to fuck with and if you think it's you and you take offense,
then either you're arrogant and you are so vain that you do think it's you, or it may be you, and this is what you really
and then
think
what
of
do you do? It's a conundrum. What do you do then? Here's my suggestion. If you really think it is you, and maybe you're angry about it,
challenge Ron to a fight at the Taco Bell.
Which Taco Bell, though?
Whatever one they want.
But only if he's plenty well rested after working a grueling night shift.
You have no idea.
I have no idea. Hey, Ronz.
Yes, sir.
By the way.
Yes, sir.
Now that you've started back to work after your hiatus.
Sure.
I have a package coming this week.
Oh, are you going to deliver it?
And there's a very possibly, you never know. You could say that you were part of that delivery chain.
I could, if the package comes through me, I could.
You never know.
You never know.
But you could just claim it. It doesn't matter if it does or not. It might not. You could just say that, you know what?
I had hands on
Thank you. Or not, thank you. You could say you're welcome. You're welcome, Beaveman. I'm very excited about my delivery. Unfortunately, it's projected to come Thursday, but because it's coming by the shipping company that is, in my opinion, shit, we'll see if it actually comes Thursday. But I'm very excited about it.
What is it? Are you going to give us a clue? Do I know what it is?
Does it buzz?
Of course you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Yes,
okay.
You know what it is. I've been saving my money for quite a while.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Nice.
So it's either A, something to do with martial arts, or Fiore.
Which is martial arts.
Well, minimal. Or it's a new sex toy that we talked about on the podcast.
No, it's not that.
Are you sure? I mean,
I'm 100% sure.
We like to support local business for those.
Yes.
But we also know that to him, when he gets a new sword, that's a sex toy because it gives him such a rush.
It is a new sword.
Oh, it
is.
is.
A sword. It is.
So,
pretty good guess. Ron does know you pretty well.
I would like to think I do.
He knows me better than the Swan does.
So I would like to think that...
Ronz.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank
job.
you.
Do you have poop cramps yet? No?
I don't, but I feel like they're coming. I think, though, that Ronz should have to do the same thing.
The colon prep.
I think that he should go through the colon prep as
just for sympathy. Yeah.
For sympathy.
Yeah.
I will talk to Carrie.
She has to authorize your colon
No,
prep.
I don't even care about you getting the colonoscopy. You just need to do the prep.
Well, he might as well go ahead and get that colonoscopy. If he's going to do that prep, he might as well just go ahead and make it worthwhile.
This is a practice prep. Let's just do the prep before the prep runs.
When you look at colonoscopy and everything, I'm pretty sure there's a fetish out there for it.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but you shouldn't. Nobody's going to cover you to get 10 colonoscopies in a year.
Just because
your insurance is not going to let you, keep getting colonoscopies.
Are you sure?
Yes,
I was going to think that
because it is covered by insurance because it's a screening exam. Yes.
Oh, really? And so, if and when I go for this, are they going to? They're going to give me
disgusted
medication?
when they see your butthole? Yes, they will be disgusted when they see your butthole.
Okay. So they're not going to give me an enema at all.
Why would
you do that at
you're
home.
doing
That's
that
what
yourself.
the prep
That's
is.
what the prep is.
Not an enema, a colon cleanse.
Enemas are not recommended by people to do by themselves, really. That can really shift your electrolytes.
And you can perforate your colon.
For shiz, my niz, double diz.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Why, you do a lot of enemas?
At home colonics.
Extremely, yes.
He does his colonics.
I have no idea what a colonic
coffee
is.
colonics.
I have no idea what a colonic is. I don't.
It's like a beer bong to your asshole.
I thought that was an enema.
High power.
No.
Let's shoot it up there, high power.
An enema just means you instill something in your rectum. But a colonic...
So
isn't
why
that
aren't
high pressure?
why aren't butt plugs called enemas then?
Yeah, that's not what she's talking about.
No.
Bruce, she's not doing a very good job explaining it.
Like you squeeze a liquid in an enema.
And then you retain it.
And then you hold it in there.
Hold it in there.
And then it
hold it.
Stimulates
hold it.
Hold it as long as you can. Then let it go out into the toilet, hopefully.
Interesting. I had no idea. I mean, I guess I could go on the web and look it up and probably find some pretty fucked up shit
You
out
probably could.
That's interesting.
Yeah, just do it for a scientific nature, not don't be going to some bizarre sites where they enjoy doing that shit.
What bizarre sites would you be talking about?
I'm just saying in general,
So you've been on these bizarre sites?
No, I'm just telling you, I know where your mind goes.
Oh, my mind.
Yes.
You're the one that's telling me about these bizarre sites.
I was watching My Strange Addiction one time, and there was this lady who was really into colonic. She did colonic coffee enemas daily, and she got so bad that where she couldn't poop without them, and she was doing them several times a day, and she was buying pounds and pounds of coffee and making it stronger and stronger, and she messed herself up big time.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to train that colon, man. You can't just be all willy-nilly about it. That's why you should.
We don't recommend it at home, folks.
Yeah, we don't recommend it. I recommend the Squatty Potty. I wish I had one. I want a squatty potty.
Does that really work?
Every year I tell the Swan I want a squatty potty. Every year I think I'll get one for Christmas. But do I get one for Christmas, Ronz? No.
Why?
And one year they had them at the VA, at the little store inside the VA, and she still didn't get me one.
Aww.
I've asked for one every year.
Okay, squatty potty. Put it on your Beaveman Christmas
I mean, by
list.
now they're probably only $6.
Maybe Ronz can get you one at the Goodwill.
Don't
know if I want to use.
Don't knock the Goodwill.
I don't know if I want to use Squatty Potty. I know it has nothing to do with the actual shit process. I just am always worried that it's going to come shit stained if I get it used. I don't really want a shit stained Squatty Potty.
So, would you be pooping a unicorn? Have you ever seen the commercial for that?
Of course.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you want a Squatty Potty for Christmas?
Yeah, they made 2 of them. They made one with a dragon.
Also. Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Shit's
I had no
gold
idea.
nuggets or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am
But
trying.
the unicorn one is the best one.
To look up my old blog site.
I thought she was trying to look up a colonoscopy.
No, I will let you
do
guys
it yourself colonoscopy. No.
Well, so the next podcast, then I will let everybody know about my great colonoscopy and how well it went. And let's hope all you listeners out there that the Beaveman does not have colon cancer.
I don't think you do.
Well, great. I'm glad that you don't think I do.
Ron has his crystal ball out there. He might know a little bit about that.
He's peered inside the colon ball.
Yes.
He's peered inside the colon.
Magic 8 ball.
And for all you out there, practice throwing your chi, guys. Ladies, I guess you could practice throwing your chi also. But guys, you definitely should practice throwing your chi as far as you can.
Ronz, how often do you throw your
Try
chi?
not to shoot the eye, though, because if you throw your chi in someone's eye, they're going to get conjunctivitis.
Is that a true fact?
I don't throw my
assume
chi that often anymore.
No?
No, why would I?
Why not?
He's saving it.
I'm saving it.
You only get so many squirts. You only get so many squirts of your chi.
You know, the thing is, in solidarity to Beaveman, when he does it, then I know his dry spell's over. So he's just waiting on you.
I'm just talking about actual chi. I don't know what Ronz is talking about. I'm talking about actually utilizing my chi, my life force, my energy, and throwing it. Or a chi ball, if you will.
So, yeah, I could use my chi, I guess, in that sense, in honor of you.
Ooh.
Now
I don't know where you're
Carrie,
going. Now I don't know where you're going with it.
Next time he's using his chi, he's thinking of the Beefman.
Yeah, that's not going to
All
work.
these other times he was thinking of Tremondo. Hi-yo! Hi-yo!
Or the lady from Spencer's.
Jeez. Yeah, that's good. That's
So,
good.
I guess my question is, what did the lady from Spencer's look like?
Short, kind of long hair. Honestly, I kind of dumped it from my mind. I mean,
So you didn't spank off to it later, huh?
no. Actually, I was too exhausted.
Otherwise, you would have?
Yeah, sure. No, I was. No, I wouldn't have.
I'm going to Spencer's just to check her out.
Yeah,
now.
I want to see. I think we should all go. I think we should do a field trip to Spencer's to see this hot chick that was hitting on the
I think we should
Ronz.
all go in one at
I
a
didn't
time
say
and
she
see if
was
she
hot.
hits on all of us.
I didn't say she was hot.
Why would she hit on you, Swan?
Why not?
Who?
So you could punch her?
Yeah.
You get personally offended if anybody hits on you. And you
I
know
do a little
what?
bit.
They're not going to keep doing it anymore anyway.
Oh,
Why?
they are.
Nah.
Because I look like this.
Yeah.
Swan is a very attractive woman. She
Rarely.
really is.
Right, today.
Rarely.
Looking good.
You know, if you can find beauty in the ugliest thing.
Harsh. Ronz! I think Ronz wants me to throw my chi
He just
in
said
his mouth.
You know what? I was trying to be
find
all...
beauty in the ugliest thing, and we're talking about Swan.
Oh, jeez. I was just trying to be philosophical.
You just called her the ugliest thing.
I did not.
Yeah, you did.
No.
I look like fucking Shrek.
No, I did not call her ugly. Right? But you know what? You know, I think
No,
that's
you
the
didn't. You
thing.
called her the ugliest thing.
No. I think that's what's wrong with our society. People take things way too fucking seriously because, you know, we're afraid to say what we feel.
Wait a minute.
Coming from the king of suppressing his
You're
true...
right. You're absolutely right. I won't deny that.
Yeah, you know, it's not like I'm telling you to say everything.
Everything
that pops
I
in-
want. And you know what?
No, shut the fuck up. I'm talking.
There you go.
I'm not telling you to say whatever you feel like saying in public. I'm talking about doing it on the podcast.
You're right.
Where you're not going to hurt anybody. You know, and all you have to do is say, well, that's not really me. It's a persona. It's for entertainment purposes only. Because it is. It's for entertainment purposes.
Okay, that's the good. And actually, I was talking to Carrie about that. It's like, you know, the Beaveman wants me to be a little bit darker. And it's like, I can be.
Nobody said darker. I just said stop suppressing everything and stop being so fucking lame on the podcast.
I'm not being lame.
You know, the best revenge, Swan, is living a good life and knowing that you yourself have done all you could to help others.
Well, why wouldn't that be the best revenge?
That's the best revenge.
Why wouldn't that be the best revenge? Why wouldn't it be?
I mean,
Because I can
maybe
think of
that's-
a billion other better revenges.
I could. You could. But why isn't that the best revenge at the time?
Because it doesn't satisfy me in any way or
So you
satisfy my need for revenge.
So
That's
you have
why.
a violent streak in you.
I don't even think it necessarily needs to be violent. I just think, well, I get maybe a little vindictive.
Yeah, like this place I worked for, right? This guy was totally a cult leader. Totally a cult leader. I'm like, you know what? This is a bunch of bullshit. This is a bunch of basically drink the Kool-Aid bullshit. Now,
And
I don't think
capitalizing
I don't
on
want
people's-
capitalizing on people's hope and selling them stuff that is totally erroneous, not based in science whatsoever. Period. Now, I don't wish anything violent to happen to that person, but I would like to see them face legal troubles. I would like to see them lose their business. That's not violent. That's justice. Nothing wrong with that.
No. And I can't say I haven't outlived a few of my...
Oh, give us an example.
Yeah, but
You-
but
Well,
did you
you
have
want
anything
a
to do?
dark
But did you
example?
have
Okay.
anything to
Give
do
us
with their
give an-
demise?
I
Did you have
didn't.
anything?
But no.
So give us
Let me
hold on.
finish
Let
it.
him have.
All
Let
right.
me. Yeah.
Let me have my moment. One, I saw where his life was. It sucked. Two, he was found dead when the winter thawed in a field, and I thought.
But
yeah,
what did this person do to you?
I was a bully.
So okay. So
I outlived him.
Okay. So
Well, that is good.
yeah.
Right? And when you have to go, you'd like to go peaceful, not out in a
Surrounded by the people you love, nice and warm.
Yeah, kind of, but not out in a field.
Sure.
Like during sex with a chicken wing in one
and
hand and a martini
there
in the
you go.
other.
Don't know
There
how
you
you
go.
do that.
There you go. But when he met his demise, I wasn't sad whatsoever.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's the dark, right? But
Isn't that dark? See, I don't find that dark.
why? That I outlived him? That he
No.
died in a field alone?
Yeah, but I don't find your thoughts that you weren't sad about it dark. I don't consider that
No,
dark.
that I feel like you're just yay karma.
Yeah.
Okay, karma then. I like karma. Karma's good.
Yeah. I'd like for it to work in my behalf one day. But
Yeah.
Well, come Thursday, we're going to find out if it works in your behalf, your
Or
lower
you're
behalf,
behind.
or you're behind. Yeah.
Wow, that was actually slightly amusing, Ronz. Nice
You know what?
job. Sometimes you are slightly amusing.
Yeah, I know when I get a good one on you, you sit back, you're like, all right, asshole, let's bring
No,
it.
I don't. No, I'm not thinking about let's bring it. I'm like, oh, finally, he said something slightly amusing.
Slightly amusing.
Slightly amusing.
I wasn't trying to be organically funny.
No. Right. Well, that's it for me then. I'm excited for
your colonoscopy.
For my colonoscopy. Let's hope that the Beaveman doesn't have cancer. Let's hope he hasn't followed in his father's footsteps.
Let's hope
Which
you
I
have
totally-
a nice
I totally,
colon evacuating shit soon.
I totally blame him in his ingestion of nothing but red meat and cola products.
Does red meat add to the cancer?
Well, there's a reason why that's one of the top cancers in America. And they suspect it is from our overconsumption of red meat.
They suspect. They don't know.
Well, scientifically based on, yes, when you compare us to other countries that do not.
That's other countries.
But
that's
that's-
Yeah, they
suspect.
still have
That's
colons too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, if you take someone like commonly in a lot of Asian countries, they have a higher incidence of stomach cancer. But when they come to the United States, they ended up having a higher incidence of colon cancer because a lot of them changed their diets to an American diet, which is very highly based on processed foods and red meats.
So what you're saying is then if we change up our diet, we can possibly
Absolutely,
eliminate cancer.
Yes. Yeah.
So what would be the ultimate diet?
Not processed garbage.
Not processed foods. So in other words, if you buy something and it has ingredients that are like an inch long, that's processed foods.
If you can't pronounce the chemical name.
If you don't know what it is, you can't pronounce it, if it's the ingredient in chicken is chicken, that's probably okay.
All right.
So as more clean and as more natural as possible, yes.
All right. I get that.
That will help in the long run.
I get that.
More than eating a diet based on, chemical natures.
All right.
It's not the Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
No, Mountain Dew is never the culprit for your arthritis pain. But yet if you stop
your
it, you
ulcers.
seem to feel so much better. Anyway. And thankfully, the Ronz will be delivering my sword soon.
I don't know that,
And
but hopefully.
just take credit for it. Why can't you just say, yes, my truck will be delivering that? But here's the thing. When the sword comes, I will practice with it quite a lot. And then I will do some cutting. And we will put that on the Instagram page.
Now, with that said, will you be yelling by the power of Grayskull?
I don't know. Not unless the show turns around and I get really interested in it. Then maybe I will. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
fantastic.
But yes, I will do some cutting. I will just have to figure out what I'm going to cut. I think we'll do a bunch of different fruits. I'm going to
Watermelon.
suspend them. I'm definitely going to suspend them. I might even do water bottles.
So you're going to be a fruit ninja.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
It will be fun. I just don't think anybody should stand very close to me.
Just in case.
Just telling you, these swords is going to be sharp.
Now, this isn't one of those cheaply made swords, is it?
No, this is a fully combat ready sword.
So will you have to sharpen it?
It will come sharpened. But yeah, to maintain it, I'll have to.
Well, I don't know if it came pre-sharpened.
It should, yeah. It should come pre-sharpened.
How long is it?
It is 45 inches long. The blade itself is 37, I think.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I look forward to seeing you cut things with it.
Yes. I also look forward to cutting things.
The Beaveman's vasectomy clinic in his backyard.
No, we're not going with that small. Not going that small. We're going to do some serious fruit ninja stuff.
Cool. So is the swan going to throw fruit at you like a watermelon?
No, I'll suspend it somehow. I'll put it on a.
I kind of like my idea where she throws like a grapefruit.
I throw it up in the air.
Yeah, no, you throw it at him.
Oh, and he has to defend himself.
Yeah, he has to.
Okay, like when the energy bolts would come at He-Man, he would just turn his sword a little bit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've never seen He-Man fight against grapefruit.
Well, one thing for sure is that probably, I'll tell you why that wouldn't work out so well. Not because I wouldn't be able to hit the fruit and or cut it or cleave it, because the biggest issue would be Swan throwing it, because she probably will throw it nowhere near me.
That's not very nice.
I'm pretty sure she'll throw it at you pretty hard.
Yeah, she'll throw it at me, and it'll be like 10 feet to the left or right of me.
No, I think she's got good aim.
Nah, no.
And then if it misses, she'll probably say, use your chi better on my back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least if we throw grapefruits, I can pick it up and throw it again. Watermelon.
And then she'll eat it like Gollum eating a fish.
There you go. So I look forward to it. I really do.
All right, well, that's it for me.
Again.
Wish me luck again on my colonoscopy. Stay tuned for updates from Colonoscopy 2021.
Yay. Bye from the Swan.
Deuces from Tamanda and A from
He's not
Ronz.
fucking here. Why do you say deuces for Tremonde? He's not fucking here. Let him do his own thing.
He supports you.
Let him do his own fucking thing.
All right.
Adios, mooch fuckos.